Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoint and today I'm showing you all of the smart home tech that I use around my house. So this is my kind of 2021 house tour. I did a similar video last year, but since I've changed and added a lot of new things, plus so many of you wanted to see this video, so here it is. As well as showing you where I got each item from and how much it costs, I've also put the links to everything in the description along with timestamps if you wish to jump ahead. Today's video is in partnership with Boundary. They are a wireless smart home alarm system that I've recently had installed. If you want to know more about what this does, I will explain that later, but you can also click the link in the description and use my 30% off code. So I mentioned last year that I was looking for a new doorbell, something smart, something I could see the front door, and something that I didn't need to hardwire in because I needed a wireless connection. And this is what I've gone for. This is the Hey doorbell. So it's battery powered, so you don't need to worry about having it installed. I've just stuck this to the side of my wall. It also comes with a chime bell, which I know a lot of the other brands charge extra for. It's got night vision, two-way audio, full HD video, and it's waterproof. It works with Alexa and Google, and the video that it records can either be cloud-based or it can be stored via the micro SD. The quality is okay at 1080p, it's nothing special, but it's enough to see who's at the door. Plus you can see this all from the app. You get notification each time someone either rings the doorbell or there's motion detected, plus it adds that added security when you know someone's at your door. If you do choose the cloud subscription, which I have, it'll cost you around £3.50 per month. So if someone did steal it from the side of your house, well, it doesn't matter because the videos are still there. It's only £80 for the kit, which includes the doorbell and the chime. Now let me show you the lights I'm using around the house. So I've practically replaced every single bulb with a smart bulb. That includes lamps and ceiling lights and strip lights and even the bulbs in my loft and garage. All of these lights are controllable either via the app, voice commands or routines. This means if I say turn the living room lights on, it will turn all the lights on in that room. There's no need to turn 3 or 4 lights on and off each night. So I've got a mixture of bulbs throughout the house. I've got some Philips Hue, LifeX and Hey. So all of these have their own apps to get set up, but once you've actually synced them all with your own smart home assistant, such as Google or Alexa, they all work exactly the same. Prices for bulbs start from around £10 or $15, but this varies depending on the manufacturer you go for and whether you want it in white or the full RGB bulb. So as well as using my voice or the app to turn lights on and off, I also have a few of these around the house. So this is a smart sensor that you can configure however you'd like. I have one of these set up in the kitchen, for example, so it means that when I walk in, it actually detects movement and then it will turn my kitchen lights on. The same goes for my garage and the loft. As soon as it detects movement, the light will come on. These are great too as they are battery powered, so you don't need to have them near a power source. They cost around £16 or $20 and they definitely make that light setup even smarter. So the doorbell works for seeing who's at your door, but I've also installed one of these external cameras. Now one of the reasons I've actually held off installing one of these in the past is the wiring that's required. But this is battery powered and Wi-Fi, so it can be installed anywhere. It has the option to save footage onto the internal 32GB memory card, which is included in the box, or via that same cloud service I mentioned before. It's waterproof, has night vision, and it has a built-in mic and speaker. Plus not only does it record the footage, you can view the live feed at any time. For me this is awesome as now it means I've got that extra security outside my house and I'm able to see who's on my drive. These cost around £80 each and I've already ordered a couple more. Now this next one is massively underrated and that is a leak or a flood detector. Basically these have a metal prong on the bottom and when it comes into contact with water it will notify you via the app. Perfect for in bathrooms or the kitchen where sometimes by the time you notice the leak it's already too late. You could place it under the bath, the sink or under your water tank. These are really sensitive and the notification is instant. Even if you don't use these on a day-to-day basis, it's ideal for when you're away on holiday. They only cost £17 and again they have a rechargeable battery built in. Okay, so not everything around the house is smart. I mean there are some things that will either never be smart or there's just no need for them to be. That's where these smart plugs come in handy. So I've got 5 or 6 of these around the house and these are ideal for controlling certain items when they're plugged in. In my garage I've got my 2 Super 73 electric bikes. Now these get charged up about once a week, but I'm not keen on leaving them plugged in all night. So I use a smart plug, which means I can turn them on and off while I'm in the house, and set a schedule up so I know that they're definitely switched off every night. They still work like a normal plug, so you can still press the button to turn them on and off or use voice commands. Now these multi-socket extensions are awesome as well, because you can either turn the entire socket on and off, or control each socket individually. Again, all through the app or voice commands. Now these plugs are great for Christmas, so if you've got lights around the house, outside or on your tree, instead of climbing under the tree or going around the entire house and turning all your lights on and off, just use these plugs instead. Now although last year I actually picked up some twinkly lights which are awesome. So these are smart and they can be controlled via your app or your voice commands, and you can also create any theme that you'd like. I didn't make a video about these, but I did a reel over on Instagram. So with all of the tech and the items I've got around the house, especially with showing it on YouTube, it's important to keep my home and family safe. So earlier this year, I started looking into smart alarm systems, something that I could integrate into my home, see notifications on my phone and set it remotely. This is where Boundary comes in. It does everything that I need and is pretty impressive. I started building my bundle on their website, choosing the number of motion sensors and door sensors I needed, plus a siren and key fobs. Then as it's a wireless setup, I could either install it myself, which is what I did, or I could pay for a pro installation. The keypad, which is the main hub of the system, well, this connects via Wi-Fi and it needs to be near a power socket. This hub then connects to everything else in the setup via a Z-Wave. It does not use Wi-Fi, which is end-to-end encrypted. Now once it's paired with the Boundary app, you can scan each motion sensor, door sensor and the siren using a QR code. You can pair it with the app, remove the battery tabs and install them in the rooms you need coverage. The setup process took me about 2 hours from start to finish. Apart from the central hub, everything else is battery powered, which should last you about 12 months. But that app will let you know the battery status of each item. The main hub does have an internal battery that will last about 12 hours in case of a power cut. Now when it comes to using it, instead of just using the keypad to set the alarm, I'm able to either use the Boundary app or voice commands. And that's because the Boundary system actually integrates with Alexa, Google and If This Then That. I can arm the entire house or use a night set where just the downstairs is armed. This is perfect for me, as if I'm sitting at my desk upstairs, I know that the doors on certain rooms are protected, and I've also got a cat, so the fact that I can actually enable the pet friendly mode is really useful for me. Through the app I can arm and disarm it on the go, and I can check the house while I'm out and about. If the alarm is triggered, I will get an instant notification on my phone, and the siren at nearly 100 decibels is extremely loud. The system also has geofencing, which means when the last person leaves the house, everyone will get a reminder on their phone if they wish to set the alarm. There are so many more features of this alarm I would love to show in greater detail, like the police response, the clever routines, panic mode, if this then that, and giving neighbours or visitors temporary access while on holiday. So if you're interested in knowing more about this awesome alarm system, make sure you click that link in the description. You can then go ahead and design your own bundle through Boundary's website, or choose a pre-built bundle. You'll get 30% off if you use my link and my code SpawnPoint, which is exclusive. You will not find this offer on their website. When it comes to heating or hot water, I'm using the Hive system, which still does everything that a normal heating system can do, but it can also be controlled via the app, voice commands and routines. Within the app you can schedule your heating and hot water as you would expect, but you can also manually turn it on and off. This doesn't only work while you're in the house, so you can actually control the heating and the hot water while you're away. The thermostat can still be used just like a normal thermostat. If you've got pets or children and you want to keep an eye on them when you're not in the room, or just for added security, these inside cameras are really useful. Now I don't usually have this on, it's not actually switched on day to day, but it means if I'm away from home or I want to keep an eye on the house, this is a great way of adding that little bit extra security. These are mains powered, so they will need to be near a socket, but they are wireless. So if you added these around the house, you'd have full coverage inside and out if you combine that with those external cameras. And if you pay that monthly subscription, well again, everything is stored in the cloud as well as on the internal SD card. When it comes to controlling and managing all of these items around the house, I use Google Home, as I mentioned before, or Google Assistant. I personally prefer that app layout over the other options that's out there. It also means I've got several Google speakers or Google compatible speakers around the house. This allows me to use my voice for certain commands, as I've shown already, like turning the lights on and off. But it also means I've got a music speaker in every room. My favourite speaker is definitely the Google Max. This is the one I've got in the kitchen. It's pretty big, but it sounds awesome. But with all of these smart items, it could be overwhelming keeping track of what items are switched on or off. So I've gone ahead and created a few routines that will take care of all of that for me. So here's an example. I've got one routine that's scheduled for midnight every single night, and it will turn every single light off around the house, whether I'm awake or not. The benefit to this is if I've accidentally left a light on, say in the garage or in the loft, there's no worries that that light will be on for days on end, as it will turn off every single night. I have recently started playing around with If This Then That and different SmartThings apps. Now this will allow full integration and automation with every item in my house. I've done this already with my alarm and some of the Hay products, but I definitely need to spend more time with this to make everything that little bit smarter. Setting all of these things up can be a little bit time consuming at the start, but once done it is so much easier to manage. Another smart thing that I use around the house are my TVs. They integrate with Google Home and I can control them via my app or voice commands. Again, if I had a routine set up, I could have the TV switch on, switch over to Netflix and even dim the lights. The possibilities are endless once you start adding more and more into your home automation. but I still have plans to add even more over the next 6 months. I want to add more security items, but I also want to look into more smart home appliances. What do you think? Is there anything that I've missed or that I really should be using around my house? Or anything today that you might pick up after I've mentioned it? Remember, if you are interested in knowing more about the alarm system that I'm using from Boundary, please click that link in the description and you will get 30% off building your own bundle. Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thank you for watching. If you drop a Smart Home 2021 in the comments, I will give you a thumbs up for staying to the end. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on so you don't miss my next upload. You can also follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.